$1.25 a pound for that, basically we just converted that into time dollars. So all the produce of the squash that we planted, that his extra, the farmer's extra, are going out food for time bankers that have participated in cooperative farming work. So we were really leveraging, in each of these situations, we're leveraging the skill and the tools of the farmers, the skill and the tools of the core of the weatherization co-op and the housing co-op, and folks are learning and just having a fun time. That's one really key aspect is if you learn something, you do something, you have fun, and if you're taking something home, in this situation, good food, people come back. So this, I was really, doing this presentation, I literally was harvesting walnuts 2 weeks ago with this group, and I didn't have too much time to tally up all the numbers, but pretty much our last harvest is olives coming up this next couple of weeks. But what we realized, we worked on 10 farms, we had 50 canning events, there were 38 time bankers, 800 hours, and 30 different food products that we had our hands on in some way, shape, or form, which is really amazing. And we were eating, the interesting thing is when you go to a farm, the farmer has to get the very, very best stuff to market, but most of the stuff is either seconds or rotting in the fields. But we were taking home food for the second half of this, armloads of stuff. And one of our members said, why don't we start canning stuff? So that person's skill, their tools, the canning operation begins. We basically stuff that would have been rotting on the ground. We have all sorts of cans for each of the members. And as it turns out, 2 hours per can is what it worked out to be for our canning operation. We didn't put a price on this stuff. We just did it, and then we just had a lot of fun. Music was always going. We just made sure it was a fun event every time out. So thinking about these 3 different community co-ops, what we've learned is that with a small group of people, you're always a couple degrees separated from either the skills or the capital that you need. Just get together, dream a concept up, and then find out what sort of talents and skills are in the room. The network that we had, both with housing, all of these co-ops, each of these situations, what we needed when we aired it, said we need this, we need a plumber. Someone within our group knew a plumber. And the second principle is, did they get this idea of equality? Were they okay with the idea of time trade? And that was key. If they weren't interested in it, it wasn't going to be a long-lasting relationship. But if it was, you had no end of their sort of spirited involvement. So another thing, as I said, teach something and do something and have fun. The community energy here is really vital. And this year, literally at the end of the harvest season, we're thinking about what to do next year. So there's conversations about doing collective dinners with the harvest, or inviting in doctors and the medical practitioners as members of the Cooperative Farm Network to create a benefit of healthcare, which in the U.S. is hard to come by. So the doctors get food and the farmers get healthcare. So these sort of innovations, and it's just finding the right doctors that are into it. We've already found 2 or 3 practitioners that are like, yeah, that fruit and veg sounds pretty good. And by the way, can I come out and work on the farm as well? We're like, sure, have at it. So that's basically the community co-op idea, and just really appreciate Time Banks UK inviting our world here. And this has just been fantastic at the conference. So really appreciate all that hospitality. Got about 5 minutes if anybody's got any questions about this wild concept.
Planning. What sort of equipment do you need to do it?
What's that?
Canning. What sort of equipment do you need to actually start canning?
It's actually just the jars itself. There's these racks and a big tub, so it's not much.
Oh, it's not actually like a